Okay, welcome back. This is a progress report for my 30 days of sobriety, and so I'm just going to give you a little bit of information about how I approached it and what I'm doing to make sure that I get there. For some of you might think like, well, that's not really a big deal, 6 days, so what? I usually only drink on special occasions. But I bet if that's how little you drink, you're probably not watching this video. So this channel is more so for people that maybe want to quit drinking, they want to get sober. It is called Getting Sober, so, or the general topics are called Getting Sober. So for day 6, I drank a lot consistently. So for at least a decade, I drank at least, I would say, on average, 3 days a week. That's a lot, I think. Maybe, you know, some days it was 4 days a week, 5 days a week, 6 days a week, 7 days a week sometimes. And I've definitely been on benders where I've gone, I think the longest I went was, by my estimate, was maybe 7 to 8 months every day of drinking. So it was a lot. Those were dark times in my life. But something that I always did, and I thank God for, and I still do to this day, I created some good habits. I wasn't ready to just give up on myself in the beginning at all. And I wanted to at least give myself a chance, and what I mean by that was eating healthy, taking vitamins and supplements, minerals, nutrients, all that good stuff. So I can't stress enough like how important it is to have, say, like a good, clean sourced fish oil. I use currently taking Carlson's. They all their business is, all they do is fish oil, as far as I know. And I take it just a liquid form. I don't even mess with the capsules because I don't know what's in the capsules. And so I just pour myself a little teaspoon, tablespoon, and I go from there. So that's really important. Replacing the vitamins that you may lose during drinking, very, very important. I mean, I didn't want to shoot myself in both feet, so, you know, so to speak. So drinking would be already pew, in one foot, and then not taking care of myself the other way pew, would be, you know, very crippling, and it would be, you know, really quick. So I'm actually getting close to 40 and spent a lot of time drinking, so hopefully I don't look terrible. I think I look pretty good for my age, but that also comes with diet and exercise. So I know that maybe you don't want to hear all about that and my past history, but that does have, I do have a point with that, is that I started developing healthy habits early. And then so for me to get in a position, get to a place where I can take 6 days off, or 30 days, which is the objective with this, I already established good habits. I already started replacing some bad habits, and I already started incorporating in my diet, in my daily routine, eating healthy and taking good supplements. Don't get me wrong, I mean, I definitely I really just went the wrong way and real hard, you know. Booze, cigarettes, drugs, all that stuff. I went right at it. And then, but also too, I kept myself anchored with some vitamins and minerals and nutrients and healthy eating to kind of get myself back to hopefully center. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I've always been hoping for. And I hope that with those healthy habits, now that I'm, you know, sober, 6 days going on 30 days and hopefully even longer, now that I've getting myself back to center, and hopefully I'm going to be going back the other way and kind of reversing the damage that I've done to my body, to my liver, to my kidneys, to my skin, to my brain, to my heart. Who knows? Who knows what happens in here? And you might think, a lot of people, it's really easy to look in the mirror and say, I look fine. You don't see the damage that's happening to you. But I bet if I hadn't seen somebody in 10 years, they might not have the opinion I have of myself. They might have a different opinion. They might say, goodness, your skin's looking a little pale, or a little patchy, or a little rough, or the bags in your eyes, or you've gone on a couple of trips, there's a lot of luggage there. But whatever the case may be, 6 days. How did I do it? Well, so I already got myself prepared going into the 6 days. So I was already in the mindset that I was going to do this. I'm going on a 30-day challenge. Maybe you're just doing a week challenge. Maybe you just want a week of sobriety. Maybe you just want 3 days, whatever the case may be. But 30 days, I just shut my brain off of the possibility. I know I don't need booze. You know that you don't need booze. You just choose to drink. You choose to cater to that chemical reaction in your body. Just like when you feel hungry with booze, your brain says, hey, we want that, especially if you've created a pattern for yourself and you've created that habit of drink after work or drink with dinner, whatever it is. So 6 days, day 1 sucked, day 2 sucked for the most part. This time around, not so much. But those first 3 days just really suck. And a lot of the times that I wanted to not drink, all the other times in the past when I wanted to do 30 days, or 6 months, or whatever it was, or even just a week. It was the first 3 days of anything that's always the hardest, and especially with cigarettes. I've quit cigarettes a bunch of times, and then I quit quitting. But that's the problem, right? We're a bunch of quitters. So what do we have to do? We have to quit quitting. That's the secret. And how do we quit quitting? We replace. I can't stress that enough, and you're gonna hear that in almost all my videos. Replace, replace, replace. Pick up a book, catch up on Netflix, get your to-do list out, call some friends and make some time for them that you hadn't. Maybe if you used to go to church, I don't know, go back to church. You wanna join a local book club or some adult education classes, go to the library, get yourself involved back in the community, do something. And if somebody wants to grab a drink afterwards, just say, hey, let them know. I'm taking a week off from drinking, or I'm taking a month off from drinking, because you don't know who's out there. You don't know who also wants to get clean and sober. You don't know who you might inspire. I don't know who I'm inspiring right now with this video, but I hope it's a lot of people. That's what I want to do. And I hope that this works out for not only me, but for you, and maybe a friend that you have. So just know it's going to be difficult. I was honest with all my friends. I told my friends and family members, maybe not all of them, but the ones that matter, the ones that I see all the time, I let them know, like, hey, I'm going to do this. And then I already put myself in a place of accountability. Of course, I'm an adult, and they are adults, except for a couple people. There are 2 children. But I didn't really tell them, the kids, because they don't really think I drink anyway. So, but I told my friends and I told my family members that I'm gonna do 30 days of sobriety. So of course, again, like I said, I'm an adult and they're an adult. So if they see me drinking, I would hope that they would see, or if I even entertain the idea, I would hope that they'd say, "What are you doing? Why'd you just order a beer? Why does your breath smell like alcohol?" I would hope that they would keep me accountable, and that's the point of letting somebody know. But none of us want to be held accountable for our actions. That's why we develop alcoholism and other, other diseases or afflictions or addictions, whatever it is. Be accountable. So I was accountable, and I stuck to it, and I told my friends, like, hey, hold me to it. Make sure that they hold you to it. And then also too, I offered to my friends. I said, like, hey, who wants to do it? And you don't want to preach to anybody. You don't want to say like, oh, I'm quitting, so I'd appreciate it if you don't drink around me. You got to have that willpower. First of all, you have to have the willpower to not drink. But if you're going to keep hanging out with people that are going to be drinking, if you're going to keep putting yourself in situations where people are drinking, then, I mean, that's kind of a mistake in the first place, right? Why would you go to happy hour if you're not very disciplined in the first place? Maybe skip the happy hour. Go home and watch, catch up on Netflix or something. There's a bunch of awesome comedy specials. I write comedy. I'm a photographer, I'm a videographer, I'm a DJ, I do all kinds of stuff. So luckily for me, I could just sit down and mess around with this stuff. Or I can pick up my camera and shoot some photos. I can pick up a book and then read that until I space out. And then come back to life and then maybe just make a video, because this is a little bit easier for me. So this is part of my replacement, is doing these videos for you. So hopefully this helps. Also, a word of advice is be kind to yourself and be forgiving to yourself. It could be crushing to you if you drink. during your days of sobriety, if you're doing a week or a month or whatever. So I posted a video about 30-day challenge. This is just my progress report of day 6. I have always been very mad at myself if I drank, because of course the point is not to drink, to not drink. And but don't let it be a reason why you just quitting entirely. If you end up having a drink, you feel like, oh, it's a celebration, somebody got married or whatever, I want to do a toast, I want to have a glass of champagne. Well, then let that be the end of it. And don't kick yourself in the butt. Don't villainize yourself. Be kind to yourself. Always. You have to love yourself. And you have to be good to yourself. And you have to be able to forgive yourself so that you can get through the next day or the next week or the next 30 days or whatever it is. You might mess up. And if you mess up, please just forgive yourself. Just try not to go on a bender and binge drink. If you end up having a drink and it turns into 2 drinks and then 3 drinks, and then you end up shit-facing in the Taco Bell drive-thru at 4 in the morning, that would suck. But if that happens, God forbid that happens, just let it be. That was just that one time, and just be done with it. And then just forgive yourself, and then just see what you can get done for the next month if you're doing a 30-day challenge. If you messed up one day out of 30 days, you did 29 days. That's phenomenal. What if you messed up on day 2 and then you just said, forget it, I'm not going to start over again, and then you just totally quit? Or if you say like, oh, I'm going to start all over again from day 1, and this is day 1 of 30, whatever. Just say, all right, it's day 3. On day 2, I messed up. And then hopefully you don't have any more mess ups. Hopefully nothing traumatic happens. Nobody triggers you. Hopefully your boss doesn't, mess with you or yell at you or, give somebody else a raise. But be kind to yourself. Be prepared. And move forward. So good luck. Comments in the section below, and of course, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. But no, seriously, because I want you to be able to I want to talk to you. I love chatting with people online and helping people. So not only subscribe, but hit the little bell icon next to the subscribe button so that you can get the alerts, because I'm making a bunch of videos. This is part of my replacement. And I know I keep saying this over and over and over again, but it has to be repetitive, and there has to be repetition. That's how we form good habits. That's also how we form bad habits. But so let's move forward. Good luck. I'll talk to you soon.